Okay, so while you're listening to this, ask yourself, is someone else defining your life, or are you making your own decisions? So here I am now, 18 years old, and I got reacquainted with a young man that I met in my senior and junior year of high school. I met him at the candy store. He was gorgeous. Red hair, beautiful eyes, lips like a cherub. You know, they had those little curls that came down on the forehead in the 50s, the late 50s. And believe it or not, cigarettes rolled up in his shirt. And I just thought he was wonderful. And my parents did not. We broke up in my senior year, and then I got reconnected with him when I was 18. I graduated high school at 17. I started dating him, and then of course he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And all my girlfriends were getting married and pinned, but of course, as I said before, I was not in college. I was working. And we had a big Polish wedding. My dad stood at the back of the church and said, "Say the word and I'll take you home." And I said, "Dad, we have 250 people in the church." And it was a great wedding. I had 7 bridesmaids, and it was wonderful. Then, the night we got married, my mother-in-law came up to me in the bar of the Polish hall and said, "Grandpa is 82 years old. The man that I married," I really don't want to tell you his name, he was the oldest grandchild, so we need great-grandchildren as soon as possible. Well, right from that point, I decided I was not having children. I don't know what it was about my personality, but if someone told me I had to do something, I didn't want to do it. If my dad said right, I went left. And just like with the knee highs, they said navy blue, I wore chartreuse. You know, it's just the way I was. I was always pressing the envelope all the time. And then later on, after we were married, she mentioned it again, you know, that remember, we need a great-grandchild, and when you do have that child, it's not your child, it's our child. Well, and the honeymoon wasn't all that good either. You won't believe where we went, to Eva, Tennessee on a hunting trip. So I learned how to shell peas and embroider, and he went hunting. It was not a good marriage. And then when we got back, it was not good. We had been very intimate a lot before we got married, and after we got married, all of a sudden, nothing. And it was very frustrating. I mean, I was 19. And I didn't know what was going on at that time, but y'all can look it up. It's called a Madonna complex. Well, one day I was on the bus going to work. He had a car. We had one car. It was a great car. 65 Barracuda with a fastback. It was really wonderful in those days. But he took the car, I had to ride the bus. I'm sitting on the bus right in the front. We pull up to a light downtown Cleveland, and all these men are walking by in front of the bus because the light turned red. And I'm looking at all these men, and I'm going, I'm 19, and I just said, "Till death do us part." Well, I decided then that I was not going to get married again, and I was getting out of this marriage. So I went to tell my parents that I wanted a divorce, and they were all happy and smiling. Not about that, but I didn't tell them yet. And I said, why are you all so happy? And they said, well, we just made the last payment on your wedding. I went, oh, because this was like 8 months into my marriage, okay? So I thought, well, I can't really say anything at this point. So I went back to my marriage, and of course, once you've decided you don't want something, it got very contentious. And we started fighting, physically fighting. And he hit me one time and actually black and blued my eye. And, you know, I provoked the whole situation, being the agitator that I was at that time. And I just, anyways, I went back to my parents and said, he hit me. I didn't say that. I hit him first. And my father said, don't say anymore. So I got divorced at 19 with a vow never to get married again. And I was not also going to have children. And I'll tell you why in the next session.